Here. There was moments where we got to laugh, but for the most part, he's a dickhead. You look at the way that he treats his staff members. He brought like 10 yes men out with him and literally, go get me my water. Where's my this? Why is that this? It was just, he just bosses guys around. And the times we weren't filming, he wasn't very sociable with the people on set. He's just a dickhead. I think people that really work with him knows that.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. When I was in that press fight with Jon Jones, I was still undefeated at the time. And we were at the MGM Grand, and he headbutted me, like put his head on me. So I push him. He's an alpha male too. So the fucker attacks me.
Right.
Right? So we get to fighting.
Oh boy.
So we get to fighting, right? And we're fighting, and Joe, the security guard from the UFC, falls under me. But now I'm on my back as we go flying off of the stage. I will say there was a thought to bite the motherfucker. It's like, what am I doing on my back?
Can't be in the GOAT conversation.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that he should be considered the greatest of all time. I've said that. You can't, Shannon, steroids.
Yes.
In fighting is much different than anything else in the world.
They make you stronger. They make you faster. They give you endurance,
recovery ability when you train.
That's mainly what steroids do.
Yeah, people
it allows you to go there and go hard tomorrow and go hard the day after and go hard the day after and go hard the day after. That's when you grow. That's when you become better.
Yep.
Because it gets to a point where you're like, damn, I can't give you everything today.
Yes.
But you can go back to back to back.
And that was me at 36, right? Even though I was the best I could ever be, I'm working as hard as I could ever work in my life, knowing that I have to be ready. At 36, he's 28, right?
So he's in his prime.
He's in his prime. But that's the fight that he actually tested positive and they made it a no contest. Mm-hmm. So while
Did you suspect?
No.
At the time when you were in there with him that there's something that might not be on the up and up?
No. I didn't suspect. He felt like he was always strong.
Right.
He was always strong. He was always big. He was always in shape. It wasn't nothing that surprised me. What sucked was that I felt like I moved past it, right? Like, okay, this dude beat me twice. This shit's over. Like, there's nothing I'm going to do to be the champ because if I can't beat him, nobody else is beating him. That's the truth, right? I was like, yo, if I ain't beating him, the rest of these dudes ain't beating him because I know how much.
Right.
Because when I fight the other ones, I destroy them.
Right.
The idea that Jon Jones and I would wrestle a match, like literally get into a stance and wrestle a match. Listen to what Islam said.
Ну, знаете, такое противостояние, где только в борьбе Cormier может потянуть Джон Джонсом, потому что Джон Джонс хорошо борется, но борьба это стихия Cormier, и это парень олимпийского уровня. Это большой уровень.
This is the world champion, Islam Makhachev. He knows. I mean, it's really hard to understand that even at 46 years old, 46, I still coach wrestling. I still wrestle 3 days a week with the kids. I'm still drilling. I'm still doing moves. I don't understand how this idea that I could lose a wrestling match is out there. But I guess we can find out. And guess what? I'm not the only one talking about a wrestling match between Jon Jones and I. I'm just the only one doing it publicly. Stay tuned, because if he steps on that line, I'm taking this dude to...
He headbutted me, and then everything went black. The next thing I knew, I was on my back, flying off the stage at the MGM Grand in the middle of a brawl with Jon Jones, while a security guard collapsed beneath us. In that split second, a raw, primal thought flashed through my mind to bite him. This was no longer a press conference. This had turned into a full-blown street fight. That single moment became the flashpoint that ignited one of the most bitter rivalries in MMA history. Even years later, it proves that the tension between these two men still simmers just beneath the surface, ready to explode at any moment. The animosity was overwhelming, serving as a brutal reminder of how deep old wounds can run.
Besides Jones and DC, and then we'll take Conor out of the equation because Conor had a couple opponents like Khabib and Nate Diaz where it got real tense. What's the #1 most tense rivalry that comes to mind that you've had to be a part of?
It would absolutely be those two. They fist fought.
Oh, yeah.
In the lobby of the MGM.
Yeah.
So
Dave Schaller in the middle of him.
yeah,
Scholler?
Schaller blew that one. Yeah.
He's an all-time picture of just his panicked face in the middle of the two of them. Yeah, wasn't going to be able to pull those two guys apart.
The hardest thing is that when you're there, you're not there for a photo op. You're there to make sure these guys don't touch or disrespect each other. Once somebody feels disrespected, then they got to get their, they got to get theirs in. And I don't care who the fuck you are. You're not stopping shit.
No.
Once some of these guys decide to go,
Years later, that hostility hasn't disappeared. It has simply taken on a new form, resurfacing unexpectedly on a Russian reality show. Daniel Cormier openly admits that his history with Jon Jones will never be clean or friendly, but he insists that his fighting days are long behind him, claiming that the dynamic today is less vicious, even if it remains argumentative. Jon Jones, however, tells a very different story. He describes the entire experience as depressing, portraying Cormier as stiff, humorless, and difficult to be around. Jones claims DC made the environment unbearable, especially compared to previous seasons where Jones says the atmosphere was fun and relaxed with fighters like Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal. According to Jones, Cormier completely killed the chemistry and turned the experience sour.
Yeah, if to speak about the last episode and this one, what's the difference between them?
The last season and this season, I would say the biggest difference is getting to enjoy working with awesome fighters with awesome personalities. Last season, I was with Diaz, I was with Masvidal, and I was with Yoel Romero. It was so much fun. It was lighthearted. It was cool. We made good memories. We hung out with each other. This season is against Daniel Cormier. Oh man, what a stuffy, just dickhead Cormier really is. I think if you really get to know Daniel Cormier, he's really not.
Jones's accusations go even further, cutting straight to Cormier's character. He claims Cormier surrounds himself with 10 yes men at all times, constantly barking orders like, "Go get me my water," treating staff as personal servants rather than equals. Jones says that off camera, Cormier was distant, unsociable, and made little to no effort to connect with anyone on set, especially the fighters. This behavior, Jones argues, has nothing to do with their rivalry. He believes it reveals who Cormier truly is behind the scenes, a domineering presence that created tension everywhere he went. According to Jones, the uncomfortable atmosphere was worlds apart from the laid-back, brotherhood-style chemistry he expected.
He was an asshole. I mean, he didn't really connect with any of the fighters here. He's just an asshole. I tried to make peace with him many times, and he made it very clear that he wants to be enemies for the rest of his life because how lucrative it is. And he's just a.
Cormier, on the other hand, sees Jon Jones as the true instigator. He recalls that the rivalry this season was reignited by a surprise video message. Jones appeared on screen alongside a Russian fighter and delivered an unmistakable challenge directly aimed at DC. For Cormier, this was classic Jon Jones behavior, calculated, intentional, and designed to put him on the spot. Jones knew exactly what he was doing, knowing full well that Cormier would never ignore a direct challenge, no matter how much time had passed or how different the setting was. It was a clear reminder that some things between them never change, regardless of the stage or...
There was moments where we got to laugh, but for the most part, he's a dickhead. You look at the way that he treats his staff members. He brought like 10 yes men out with him and literally, "Go get me my water. Where's my this? Why is that this?" It was just, he just bosses guys around. And the times we weren't filming, he wasn't very sociable with the people on set. He's just a dickhead. I think people that really work with him will know